The This is a carnival
Oh, we're filming.
deity.
Know you. Your
I
name.
am Anthony Balzano. I'm a professor of anthropology and sociology here at Sussex County Community College
E
in Newton,
building.
New Jersey, and it is December 4th, 2023, and we are in E building.
In 3 words, describe anthropology.
In 3 words, describe anthropology. Okay, um, human, meaningful, survival.
Maybe 30 words would be better.
Okay. Anthropology is the study of everything human. It's all about trying to make sense of human behavior, the things that humans do, how humans organize themselves, and the variety of ways in which humans do it. And that's sort of like the rub with anthropology, is that there is a almost an infinite way in which humans could organize themselves and the kind of things that they could do. And that's what makes it really fascinating. So we should never be shocked by what humans do.
Yeah, we're pretty complicated.
Yeah, there you go. That's that.
What interested you in anthropology?
So I think I was interested in anthropology as a biology major because I was interested in human evolution as a biology major. And I was interested in primates as a biology major. So when I was an undergraduate at Rutgers, I took a class in human origins, which is what they used to call it then, and a class in primatology, which was interesting back then. This was in the early 70s because they had real monkeys in the labs at
You
Rutgers
dealt
at
with
that time.
monkeys?
They had them, yeah. No, I've never published any of my photographs. Okay, um, and that's another story about um, copyright and permissions. And so there's one school of thought that says that any photograph that I have taken is my property and I can use it. And there's another more along the line of following the code of ethics that says you should not use a photograph unless you have the permission of the people, or unless those people are deceased um, um, X number of years. I think it's like 3 years. Okay, and you can't ask their permission, then you can use that photograph. But I have not yet done that.
Right.
Right.
But you're not a teacher with
I'm
capital
not a
T.
teacher with a capital T. No, I'm not.
Do you want to explain that?
I teach for a living. Okay, my accountant tells me I'm a teacher
Mm-hmm.
because that's how I earn my living. But I have not earned any credentials for being a teacher. I don't have any education courses.
So what
I've,
made you think I want to be a professor?
oh, because I like to teach with a small t.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And so when I was in graduate school, um, you you need to be after you take your courses, your graduate courses. You're asked, and what you should do is then as you learn the profession by becoming either a research assistant or you become a graduate assistant or you become a teaching assistant. And I did some research assistantship, and then I was asked, and at that time in the 80s, you earned more money and is more stable if you were a teaching assistant. And so I became a teaching assistant, and I was mentored by probably four different folks at Rutgers about how I should go about constructing courses and teaching a course. And you're basically watching the professor and you're helping them. And then the next step is you become a coadjutant. And a coadjutant means that it's the professor's course, but after the first day they leave and they don't show up maybe at all, and you take over the entire course. And it turned out that I happened to have been lucky to have really good mentors who really made me succeed really, really well at doing it. And so then I became more sought after by other professors to be their coadjutant. And so I got into it like that. And so I was able to work my way through graduate school being a coadjutant. And that's how I got into teaching. And then why did I become a professor and not do applied anthropology, where you're working for an embassy or you're working for AID, Agency for International Development, or working for the United Nations, which is another option I had? It's because I had a family and I needed to be stable and stay in one spot. I wasn't going to become a global traveler, which is what I would have done if I went in that direction. And so I was able to do that, and I did that at Rutgers for a while, and then this college became a new college, and it was
You're in the Peace Corps. Was it peaceful?
when I was in the Peace Corps.
Yeah.
Oh, it was yeah. When I was in the Peace Corps, was it peaceful? Yeah, yeah. I was in the Peace Corps.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I was in. At that time, it was called the Kingdom of Swaziland, and now it's called the Kingdom of Eswatini.
Did you get to pick to go there?
No,
Okay.
no. The only thing you do is you tell them what you can do, and the only job that I could do for the Peace Corps was to teach biology and chemistry. And the only other criteria was I did not speak French, and I did not speak Spanish. I did not speak Portuguese. I did not speak any other language other than English. So they sent me to a Anglophone country. Anglophone meaning it's a country where they run their government in English as well as the local language. And so Swaziland was an Anglophone country, and that was it.
There were no dangers. Were there any risks in the Peace Corps?
When I was there, yeah, there were things you had to be careful about that we don't have here. One was bilharzia. Bilharzia is a blood fluke that occurs in slow standing water in Swaziland. So we were advised not to go anywhere near still water that was not rapid.
The mosquitoes?
No, there were no mosquitoes in Eswatini because Swaziland is a high altitude country. Like I think I was at 5,000 feet. That's what they called it. No, it was a pretty nice environment. It was very cool in the winter. It was actually temperate in much of Swaziland. It wasn't a tropical environment at all. It's pretty far south of the equator. It's way down near Mozambique and Republic of South Africa. Yeah. So here's the deal with the Peace Corps. In the Peace Corps, you're supposed to, the purpose of the Peace Corps is to get people around the world to meet everyday Americans. And your job as a Peace Corps volunteer is to represent your own personal culture and the culture of the United States. Okay. And you do that by doing a job, but you do it as if you were doing it back in the United States. So you show people what Americans are like. That was the original purpose of the Peace Corps. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You represented America.
Yeah. Yeah. I was. Yeah.
Oh, how long were you gone and traveling out for? Yeah.
Yeah. You go for a 2-year tour of duty, but during that time, where I was at the Embabon Central School, and the system they had, the school system there, it was in trimesters. So you had 3 semesters evenly spaced over the year, and then you had, I believe it was like a 3 or 4 week interval between each semester. And during that time, all the volunteers traveled. And some folks went to Mozambique, and some people went to the Republic of South Africa, or they went to Cape Town, they went to Johannesburg, or they went to Lesotho, or they went to Botswana. We were not allowed to go to Madagascar. Everybody dreaded those shots, and some people left the country because they didn't want their GG shot. And it was to boost your immunity. Okay.
Did it hurt?
It hurt, really hurt.
Well, don't tell me that.
The GG shot hurt. And so what they would tell you is they would give you the GG shot, and then they would say, now go out and run for 2 miles.
Okay.
Because that helped the, the big injection, because they would get you in the butt. It would help you, it would help the injection work its
Right.
way in to the system.
Every 3 months?
3.
Okay.
Every 3 months you had to
It's
get a
kinda
GG
often.
shot. Yeah.
Will they pay for my college education?
Actually, there were benefits. There were benefits. I don't know what they are now, but back then, you were paid a stipend every month in the country, right? And then you were given a stipend in your account back in Washington, and you received that stipend that you collected while you were overseas when you returned. And then you were also given benefits of, if you wanted to further your graduate education, you were given benefits to go to graduate school. You were also given other kinds of career counseling that lasted. You had free career counseling with, I don't know, Peace Corps for a year, stuff like that. Oh, you also had health insurance. Oh, also, any student loans that you had when you went into the Peace Corps were deferred. So you didn't have to pay anything on your student
So
loans.
if I rack up a lot of student loans,
Join
then Peace Corps.
That's what it used to be.
Maybe
Now,
go ahead.
Yeah, so I am the Sussex County Community College Peace Corps recruiter. I have a box of stuff. If you're interested, I have it. There it is. And I also belong to the RPCV of New Jersey, that is the Returned Peace Corps Volunteers of New Jersey. And they have events every month, and they love to talk to people who want to join the Peace Corps. It's a whole cult thing.
Mm-hmm. Someone told me to be a successful anthropologist, I have to get my master's or doctorate. Is that true?
That's true for any social science. If you want to earn a living being a psychologist, you need a master's degree in psychology. If you want to earn a living being a sociologist or an anthropologist, you need at least a master's degree. Right. Now, that's not always true. There are some ways in which you can get a bachelor's, and if you are really good, let's say in visual anthropology, shooting great documentaries, you could start earning a living doing visual ethnographies with a bachelor's. But that means you have the skill for knowing how to shoot that documentary. Yeah, there was a guy who had his bachelor's in anthro, and he was recruited to go to Indonesia to do a photographic essay of duck egg production. And he became pretty famous for it.
Yeah.
Because Michel Rolf Trouillot, who's a Haitian anthropologist, um, Jerry Murray, another anthropologist, my role model. Michel Rolf Trouillot passed away a few years ago. Yeah, I mentioned today, not really my role model, but an important person who I studied very closely. I mentioned him today in class, Clifford Geertz. Um,
Have you met him? No.
I never met him.
Okay.
I never met him. No. Yeah. So, yeah. So there are a lot of people who are in the field who I study or model myself after. They much of what I do is them, but you've never met them, so you don't know. So, yeah, it's hard to yeah move on without role models. And, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because you need to sort of like anchor yourself somewhere, and then it's not like I'm like them, but I learned from them, and I've it's helped me to try to do what they do. But although I can't do what they do because I'm not them, but yeah, yeah,
New topic. Bigfoot.
yeah.
Is he a part of anthropology?
No, no, it's fun. Bigfoot's fun. No,
Okay.
yeah. I have Bigfoot. I have a sticker. I have a Subaru.
That's disappointing for some people.
So I bought a Bigfoot sticker to go over my Subaru logo.
Mm.
Yeah. I have a Bigfoot.
Do you believe?
No, no. I have a Bigfoot costume. Did I ever show you? It's in the other classroom. You'll see it at some point. I have a great Bigfoot costume.
But there's no like real anthropological like research with Bigfoot. Is
Not
there?
anymore. There used to be.
Okay.
There used to be in
They
the
gave up.
yeah. It was just
It's too bad.
it was just bad. It was you know people have more money than brains. Would give people money to go look for Bigfoot. And there was a couple of folks who actually really earnestly looked for Bigfoot, both here in this country in the Pacific Northwest and also in the Himalayas to look for Yeti. And but no, there's no evidence that Gigantopithecus exists, which is what people thought. Yeah, but it's a lot. It's a great deal of fun. Bigfoot. Yeah,
All right.
I have a whole file of evidence of people talking about Old Red Eye, which is the local manifestation in Sussex County.
I'm gonna list off some hobbies an anthropologist might have, like yourself
Yeah.
or me.
Okay.
Let me know if you agree.
Okay.
Traveling.
Um, unmistakably.
Definitely.
I don't know how you could be an anthropologist without having the, the willingness to travel.
Okay. Artwork.
You don't have to be an artist to be an anthropologist, but you need to understand the role that art plays in all cultures.
Bone collecting.
Not not only for people who are doing archaeology or they're doing biological anthropology or yeah, not necessary for everyone.
Spiritual investigation / meditation.
You can't be a cultural anthropologist without um, understanding what people believe in. They may or may not believe in spirits, but you have to understand what they believe in.
Digging.
Pardon?
Digging.
Well, that would be important for an archaeologist to do.
If you could do it all over again, would you? The whole anthropology thing.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have any other majors you maybe want to do if you could get another degree?
I would probably want to be. I would probably want to be a cardiologist.
Heart.
Yeah.
Like a surgeon?
I would want to be a heart surgeon. Yeah, I would want to go into the medical field. Be careful as Peace Corps volunteers. You're in your 20s and you need to protect yourself from, sexually transmitted diseases. Those are everywhere.